seen this, but he posted in July. So now fake movie actor George Clooney.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that movies are fake, does he?
I don't think so. No, I've never. I did one play. I'd done a lot of plays in L.A.,
Right.
but I did one play at Steppenwolf about 30 years ago. It's been a long time.
Did the director hire you and Brad as like a team, or did he have to go to you separately? How does that work exactly?
He sent the script to both of us. Didn't tell us which part, and then I read it. And
You're making your Broadway debut, which I found kind of crazy that
it's pretty stupid.
You've never been on Broadway.
George Clooney just delivered a knockout punch that sent Trump into a complete meltdown. And honestly, it's the most entertaining political drama of the year. With just a microphone and what Trump would call our red flag, an actual functioning brain, Clooney managed to do what few have accomplished. What makes a Hollywood actor's words powerful enough to trigger a Category 5 ego hurricane from the former president? Stay tuned as we break down exactly what Clooney said, why it hit Trump's insecurities so perfectly, and why Trump's all-caps typo-filled response proves Clooney struck political gold. The contrast between these two couldn't be more revealing. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So what exactly did George Clooney say that made Trump lose his mind? It wasn't some wild rant or unhinged attack. It was actually the opposite. Clooney deployed what might be the most effective weapon against Trump's ego: calm, measured confidence. Unlike the typical Hollywood approach of screaming and flailing hands when criticizing the former president, Clooney just talked. He spoke with the relaxed demeanor of someone stating obvious facts like mentioning the sky's blue or water is wet. And that's precisely what drove Trump absolutely bonkers when Clooney called out Trump's administration as the administrative equivalent of expired milk in a designer bottle.
Who never
Hannibal
came
Lecter
close
is
to making a great movie, is getting into the act. He's turned on Crooked Joe like the rats they both are. What does Clooney know about anything? Let's not skip right to the bottom line.
The bottom line is that it's very hard to let go of power, and President Biden did something really extraordinary. No, I've never. I did one play. I'd done a lot of plays in L.A.,
Right.
but I did one play at Steppenwolf about 30 years ago. It's been a long time.
He wasn't yelling or making dramatic gestures. He was just sitting there, cool as a cucumber, pointing out what many Americans already know. This understated delivery made Trump's eventual meltdown look even more ridiculous by comparison. The actor specifically focused on Trump's infamous clown car of cabinet hires and the parade of unqualified loyalists who, as Clooney put it, would have struggled to get hired at Chuck E. Cheese. These weren't wild accusations. They were verifiable facts about the turnover and scandals in Trump's administration. And that's what makes them so devastating. They're nearly impossible to spin away. What really seems to irritate Trump isn't just criticism. He gets that all day long. It's criticism from someone with genuine status. While Trump's world revolves around fake gold toilets and inflated claims, Clooney casually sits at dinner with his wife Amal, an internationally respected human rights lawyer. One man demands respect, the other simply receives it. Trump's obsession with ratings and popularity was on full display when he attacked Clooney's film career, seemingly unaware that Clooney has more awards than Trump has lawsuits. It's like bringing a water pistol to a nuclear standoff. Trump thought he was landing a devastating blow by mentioning box office numbers. The stark contrast between Clooney not even breaking a sweat during his critique and Trump's all-caps Twitter tantrum tells us everything about which man felt threatened. Clooney delivered his takedown with the casual confidence of someone who doesn't need anything from Trump. He's already got success, respect, and credibility. That casual confidence from Clooney didn't just annoy Trump, it triggered what political observers are calling a Category 5 ego hurricane. The former president didn't just fire off a quick, angry response.
You've seen this, but he posted in July. So now fake movie actor George Clooney.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that movies are fake, does he?
I don't think so.
You took a big swing, and thank God you hit that ball out, because
It could have gone very badly.
it could have gone very, very
It could still
badly.
go badly. You know.
Well,
You have to hire him as often as possible. He has pictures of me with a goat or something.
yeah, you like working with your friends. It's
I do.
the thing that you
It's
get
nice.
to do
Yeah.
because you're you and you get to make decisions like
I'm a
that.
huge star.
Yeah.
Dude.
He had a complete psychological meltdown that exposed the fragile ego behind his tough guy act. When someone with genuine respect points out your flaws so calmly, it's apparently too much for the former commander-in-chief to handle. Trump's response was a masterclass in his defensive playbook. The all-caps rage came out in full force, like a digital temper tantrum that everyone could see. He didn't just disagree with Clooney, he went straight for personal attacks on the actor's career, claiming nobody watches his movies anymore. It's like watching a kid on the playground who can't think of a good comeback, so he just yells, "Well, nobody likes you anyway." The typos and grammar mistakes littering Trump's posts tell us everything about his mental state. This wasn't a calculated response. This was frantic typing through a red haze of fury. When you're so upset you can't even spell check before hitting send, you've already lost the argument.
It was a risky move because had he not decided to step aside, it would probably have damaged him having one of his great supporters. And
what are you getting at, Jim?
You're making your Broadway debut, which I found kind of crazy that
It's pretty stupid.
You've never been on Broadway. Did the director hire you and Brad as like a team, or did he have to go to you separately? How does that work exactly?
He sent the script to both of us. Didn't tell us which part, and then I read it and...
Trump wasn't thinking clearly. He was just rage typing whatever popped into his head. What really seemed to get under Trump's skin wasn't just what Clooney said, but how he said it. Trump's entire communication style is built on bluster and bombast. So when faced with someone who can make devastating points without raising their voice, he short-circuits. It's like watching a guy who only knows how to scream suddenly encounter someone speaking in perfect paragraphs. Trump's obsession with attacking Clooney's box office numbers reveals his true measuring stick for human worth. In Trump's world, you're only as valuable as your ratings and your bank account. This explains so much about his presidency. He genuinely believes popularity metrics are more important than actual competence or character. When Trump dismissed the interview as just a puff piece, he revealed another vulnerability. He can't process criticism from someone with more social standing. Clooney has something Trump has always wanted but never achieved: authentic respect from both Hollywood and Washington elites. That burns him up inside in a way political attacks never could. What makes Clooney's approach so devastating isn't fancy insults or screaming. It's the calm truth delivery that Trump just can't handle, like watching someone dismantle a bully with facts instead of fists. Trump's used to fighting politicians who play the same mudslinging game, but when faced with someone who has actual cultural credibility, speaking verifiable facts, total meltdown mode, Clooney's strategy exposed Trump's greatest weakness. Criticism from respected figures outside his usual battleground leaves him defenseless. Without his usual deflection tactics working, all that's left is watching Trump's frustrated tirades on Truth Social. The blueprint is clear now. Sometimes the quietest voices strike the hardest blows.